Citizen have just released a new watch that I think is not only going to kill off the Tsuyosa in a good way, but also watches like the Christopher Ward 12 and Tissot PRX. Now, I've reviewed both the Citizen Tsuyosa and the Tissot PRX over on my main channel, Top Tier Ticker, and my favourite so far for the money has definitely been the Tsuyosa. The fit, finish and specs of the Citizen Tsuyosa, the regular one, for me definitely is better than the PRX. And then of course the Christopher Ward 12 is operating in a slightly different ballpark because it's much more expensive than both of those watches. However, we have a new contender, and this watch is very much competing with the Christopher Ward 12, but it comes in at less than the Tissot PRX. So this is the new Citizen NJ0180. Now these probably will get a nickname once they come out, but they've only been released a couple days ago, so but we're just going to call them their official name for now. Now off the bat, I think the dials on these new watches look absolutely beautiful. We very rarely see Citizen do these textured dials. You know, mostly we see them with Seiko 5s and Seiko Prospects, Seiko Presage, but it is cool to see Citizen experimenting with some cool dial materials, dial finishes, and it makes these watches look so much more premium. Now, because these watches were only announced a couple days ago, obviously I don't have one in for review, but I guarantee you, as soon as I can get one, which will probably be in a few weeks, maybe next month, I will definitely be getting one in for review. So don't take this as an in-depth review, don't take this as gospel. Again, all I'm doing is reading off the spec sheet, my first reactions to this particular watch. Now, first of all, one thing I really did like about the Tsuyosa, the original Tsuyosa, is that it had a 40mm case and it actually wore like it, where something like the PRX wears a lot bigger because of the end links and because of the flat case. The Tsuyosa, though, actually wore really well, and I think they've gone with the same sort of construction for this watch too. So it is coming in slightly bigger at a 40.5mm case diameter. The thickness is pretty much bang on 11mm. We don't have a lug-to-lug measurement yet, but they look a very similar proportion to the Tsuyosa. But the main selling point of this watch, and the reason why it is competing with something like the Christopher Ward 12, is that it comes in full titanium. We haven't seen a full titanium Tissot PRX yet, and we haven't seen a full titanium Tsuyosa. So this new model is basically giving us a Tsuyosa experience with a full titanium construction. Now apparently this titanium comes with a Duratect treatment, and that's basically where the titanium is a little bit harder to scratch because of a coating that they've put on the outside. I've never tried a watch with this coating, so I can't comment on whether it actually is super useful or not, but titanium does scratch very easily, so having any sort of coating on there is definitely going to be a bonus. And the cherry on top of the cake is of course that sapphire crystal, which is going to keep everything looking super clear for years. And another subtle upgrade over the Tsuyosa is the water resistance. The Tsuyosa had 50 meters, but this new model is coming in with 100. Basically means that you can feel safer taking this watch in the pool or going for a dip in the ocean, whatever it might be. You should be a lot safer taking this watch than the Tsuyosa. And just like the Tsuyosa, we do have a see-through case back. Now, I believe the movement in this watch is actually the same as the Tsuyosa. It's the caliber 8213. This is a gilt movement, so basically it's gold in colour and doesn't feature any decoration aside from the colouring. It's technically an in-house movement because Citizen owns Miyota, and of course it's an automatic movement, 21 joules, 21,600 vibrations per hour. You're getting about a 40-hour power reserve with this movement, and you're getting hours, minutes, small seconds, and a date complication at the 3 o'clock. Now, the layout of this movement means that we have the crown at 3 o'clock, which is obviously the regular position, but we have the sub-seconds at a slightly weird angle. The sub-seconds is at like the 4:45, like it's not quite 5 o'clock, it's not quite 4 o'clock, it's sort of hovering in between them. I actually really like this sub-seconds placement. I've not seen a watch have sub-seconds here before, but I think it looks really cool. I mean, good job, Citizen. And then to offer some balance on that dial, they've put automatic and titanium to the left of that. I think that this dial looks great. I like the design of it. It looks different to the Tsuyosa. It looks different to any other integrated bracelet sports watch that we've seen. There's obviously some design cues there that you can see from other watches. It looks sort of like we've got the hooded flanks of the case, similar to like a Patek, and then obviously we've got the flat construction of the case, which is AP Royal Oak, but also Tsuyosa. These fence post hands and stick markers are very common across pretty much all integrated bracelet sports watches. But then the bracelet is very Christopher Ward-esque or Tissot PRX-esque, where of course the Tsuyosa went with a presidential style bracelet that you'd find on a Rolex. These have gone for that more traditional looking integrated bracelet. Now that bracelet is of course also made from titanium with the treatment on tops to hopefully avoid the scratches. Citizen have only put a folding clasp. I am guessing this will just be a regular pressed clasp that has some micro adjustment holes, but I will take a pressed clasp with micro adjustment over a butterfly clasp any day of the week. There's 4 colours that this model is launching with: a turquoise dial that looks pretty cool, a white dial that looks super sharp, a blue dial that I know is going to be super popular, and then the green dial, which is probably my personal favourite from the collection. And then the price of this watch is going to be €429, which is about the same in dollars. Now the good thing about Citizen watches is usually once they're released, you can actually find them for way cheaper than that on the grey market. For example, my Tsuyosa, I think I paid £190 for, but the retail price is probably 300, maybe 320. So even though these are €429 retail, I'd say you could expect to pick them up for 250, 300 once they've been out for a few months. And that sort of price for an automatic integrated bracelet sports watch that's made from titanium with those dials, this is a home run by Citizen. I cannot wait to get my hands on one of these. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you when I get one of these watches in for review. Bye for now, guys.